As I've been reading the Log Horizon light novel, I've noticed that the writer has this thing he likes to do in the light novels. In every light novel or so, he introduces more gameplay mechanics and he shows you just how much he knows about video games. Like, I'm not kidding. It feels like this guy's putting his schlong in the table and being like, oh, look what I know. Look at all the information I know about video games. I could probably make one if I really wanted to. This has a benefit and a bit of a negative as well. I think that the positives outweigh the negatives. The positives being, if you already are a huge gamer and love video games, you're gonna feel very comfortable watching or reading Log Horizon. You can let your gamer brain go nuts and be like, all right, if I'm a tank, I want to play this way. If I was a damage dealer, I want to be doing this. You could literally let your brain go nuts and try to figure out strategies that characters can do in game. And 9 times out of 10, the strategies that they come up with are something that could be conceivably thought out in an actual MMO. Because the story touches on stuff like aggro, support, watching your flanks, aggro managing for damage dealers, damage outperforming HP healing, everyone memorizing cooldowns, boss timing, tanks needing to learn spacing. It's literally all there. It's fantastic. So if you like to break down strategies in your mind as a gamer, you will feel very at home in this kind of story. Another positive that I really love about Log Horizon is because of all the exposition, which I don't generally like exposition for the most part. In Log Horizon, it's more required than anything else. But one of the things I love about the exposition in Log Horizon, when you have all of that information and then characters do specific things that make the world change or change the way you look at combat, it makes your mind just pop because everything that you've learned up until that point makes sense for them to do what they do in the story, and it's really cool. And because of that, all the exposition is required for these type of moments to actually be as good as they are, because now you are equipped with all the information needed for these moments to hit as hard as they do. The negative with the exposition, however, is that in early seasons, they actually have effects where they'll change what's happening on the screen, and they'll move to different areas in the world, showing what different characters are doing while they're expositing to you, or they'll show little maps or something, just something visually there to help stimulate you besides just expositing directly to the audience. So it keeps your brain actually stimulated. In later seasons, they kind of just have people standing around a room, and it makes it significantly more boring. In the light novel, this exposition problem is kind of consistent throughout the entire story, though, because you don't have a visual medium to actually stay stimulated. So if the stuff that they're telling you isn't interesting to you, you're probably going to feel like you're going brain dead a couple times in the light novel, which is something that I've had to deal with. But eventually the story did start to grab me, and I started getting way more interested in knowing about the mechanics of the world and the people of the world. So the exposition wasn't all that bad to me after a while. And my personal favorite thing about Log Horizon that I feel like a lot of people should really understand is the things you learn in Log Horizon about MMOs and RPGs are things that you can actually take into legit actual MMOs and RPGs. Everything from teaching you how classes are supposed to be used in these type of RPGs and games to being able to show you how to socialize with gamers properly. There is an entire arc in the story where new players are essentially arguing about who's to blame for the failings in their party. And they start to realize that they're just going about things all wrong and they're all failing in different ways. And when they open up and talk to each other and start to learn about each other's classes and their responsibilities in the party, they start to work better with each other when they communicate properly. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen this in an MMO or RPG where people just do not respond to criticism or being able to communicate with people very well at all, and it all starts to break down. But in Log Horizon, they show you just how powerful communicating with your team actually is, and how incredibly, I guess the best way to say it is non-toxic you can be with an actual group of gamers if you just talk to them. Rudy in these scenes is essentially this character that thinks he's hot shit, just like in a lot of games and online where there's that one player who thinks he's the best, but this is used to hide his insecurities, just like some of you online. And he keeps blaming the rest of his team, just like some of you online. However, he starts to understand that, hey, maybe I should listen to everyone else. Then he starts to actually understand that he needs to start taking responsibilities for his own failings, and he needs to start understanding aggro better. Specifically because he loves one very powerful magic fireball attack that he has. It's like a lava sphere. It does a lot of damage, but it also attracts a lot of aggro. And this is one of the main reasons why his team was failing for such a long time, because he would get aggro away from their tank. So in response, he starts using different spells that do less damage, but also keep the aggro down. He also gets help from his party's bard, who has a spell that reduces his aggro. And by working together, they got through their problems that they were having by communicating. He stops being the toxic person and starts working with the team properly. And I genuinely think that Log Horizon is one of the most underrated isekais because the amount of like research stuff in this story is ridiculous. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant. I just decided to kind of make this video last minute. Let me know if you guys want me to talk more about Log Horizon. I definitely can. And I'll see you guys in the next video.